So, beginning with the very first story, one of the most anticipated, sequels, or rather, the threequel of all time is none other than the Black Panther in the MCU franchise. And for quite a while, we had the sequel of Black Panther. I mean, a couple of years ago with Shuri uh, donning on the mantle of the Black Panther, and we all know what transpired as a result. And that became a result of that because the Chadwick Boseman, who was more like an epitome of the Black Panther, character itself, actually passed on, and as a result of that, it created a lot of vacuum, a lot of issues that made it quite impossible for for even a recast of that character. Well, after the successful run of Sinners, well, finally, it looks like there is a definite confirmation by the one helminates himself, and that is none other than Ryan Coogler himself at the deadline contender. And this is what it has to say in the Empire Online magazine website. So let's take a quick look at what exactly he said concerning that. So Black Panther, or Ryan Coogler confirms Black Panther 3 as his next movie. Yibambe, having delivered a critical, commercial, and cultural smash in the form of Southern Gothic horror Sinners barely 7 months ago, Ryan Coogler could have been forgiven for following up his spring down in the Mississippi Delta with Smoke and Stack by laying low for a little while to recharge his creative batteries ahead of tackling his next project. But Ryan Coogler isn't just any filmmaker, and as such, the in-demand auteur is already cooking his next project, Black Panther 3. Speaking at Deadline's Contenders event this weekend, the filmmaker himself confirmed that he's hard at work on his Black Panther trilogy, um, Kappa, and you can check out the moment he dropped the news below. Let's see if we can play it here. I don't know whether he's gonna play it, but let's do that.
And has done fairly well in the movie world. He's itching to do this. How quickly will you do that third Black Panther?
I mean, if it was anybody but you, I would say I can either confirm or deny. we working at it. We working on it hard. Yeah, we working on it hard.
So it's next.
Yes, it's the next movie.
Yeah, next movie. So now, and we got.
So there you have it from the horse's own mouth declaring that yes, he's hard at work on it, and it is quite exciting to know that officially something is progressing on that front. However, Black Panther, the rumor or perhaps the knowledge of Black Panther 3 happening is nothing new, as I think last year, somewhere in November, Denzel Washington himself made it slip that he indeed is, I mean, getting a role in the Black Panther franchise. And for that reason, it got a lot of people talking as to what role exactly is Ryan Coogler writing for him. So we've had, we've already been in the know for quite some time, perhaps I think a year now, considering, I mean, Denzel Washington let it hit slip during an interview on the Gladiator 2 when he was promoting it. So indeed, it's not a surprise to us to see that Black Panther 3 is actually in the works. As a matter of fact, due to how it ended, most of us, I mean, were anticipating for Black Panther 3 to be made, with a lot of fandom hoping that there will be a recast of the T'Challa character itself. So there is quite an anticipation, and hopes are running high on who actually may be the Black Panther, with some throwing in Damson Idris to potentially take upon the role. So there's a lot of expectations, particularly for this Black Panther 3, and it looks like Ryan Coogler is hard at work in making sure that he delivers to the expectations of audiences all over the world. So there is quite hopes running high, and we are excited that this is happening. As a matter of fact, the challenge now would be whether the Black Panther 3, how the Black Panther 3 would move from, the events of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, because it looks likely that the perhaps earliest date for Black Panther 3 would be somewhere around 2027, 2028, seeing that the Avengers Doomsday is happening next year, 2026, and Secret Wars will be happening the following year. And there's not been any set release date given to Black Panther, except for some speculating that the February 2028 day may be the likely date that Van Kugler may like to nab as a result of how consistent the Black Panther movies have released during the February calendar month. So it is indeed quite interesting to know that there is massive progress on this front, and we are all looking towards what will become of it when it is finally released. Whether there's going to be a recasting of the T'Challa character itself, and what particular role that Denzel Washington might be playing, which seems really kept under wraps, and a lot more. So, whatever the scenario may be, let me know what you think. With Kugler back in the director's chair, how confident are you that the threequel will stick the landing? Whatever your thoughts may be, kindly leave it in the comment section